Hey, what's going on, guys? It is Deibs, Mr. Crockpot on X. Today, we are breaking down my top 10 tight ends in the 2025 NFL Draft. Guys, if you love the draft and you want more draft content, you know what to do. Smash that subscribe button. Let's go! All right, amazing group of tight ends this year. Let's start off number 10, Terrance Ferguso. Terrance Ferguson's NFL buzz has steadily increased during his senior season. Ferguson is an NFL-ready pass catcher with a great natural frame as one of the premier tight end talents in the country. Ferguson brings a three-down skill set with his ability to make plays as a pass catcher and run blocker. He works well on perimeter blocks to secure the edge for his running back. Ferguson makes plays from multiple alignments and can live as the move tight end in an NFL offense. With some mismatch potential, Ferguson has a good floor and ceiling as a prospect. Being a big, strong target, Ferguson is an ideal red zone option. He plays with body control and ball skills to win contested catches. Ferguson can align in the slot and create physical mismatches against smaller nickel defenders. He runs routes with good strength to fight through contact early in his stem. He knows how to use his frame to box out defenders when the ball arrives. Overall, Terrance Ferguso is a strong-framed pass catcher with upside as a blocker. He projects as a tight end 2 for an offense with 12 personnel packages and flexes into spread empty concepts. His ability to play the Y and F positions creates good value as he develops as a route runner and run blocker. He has starting potential as a prospect, and I've got a day 2 grade on him. Let's watch some highlights. Coming in number 9 in my rankings, let's talk about Oronde Gadsden out of Syracuse. The most athletic tight end in the 2025 class, Oronde Gadsden was blessed with excellent genetics as his father is a former NFL wide receiver. At 6'5", his verticality possesses a frame more typically associated with the tight end, but his athletic traits are closer to those of an oversized wide receiver, similar to a power slot type of player that can overwhelm smaller corners but run past more physical hybrid types. This intersection of size and speed is the foundation of his game, enabling him to dominate in multiple facets of the passing attack. In the context of Syracuse's offense, Gadsden is frequently deployed as both a slot receiver and inline tight end, where his size creates immediate mismatch nightmares, but it's his fluidity and movement skills at that size that truly sets him apart. In today's NFL, where teams are increasingly utilizing 2 tight end sets and players who can operate out of multiple positions, Gadsden's ability to block at a serviceable level while maintaining his downfield receiving threat will add significant value to a pro attack. Whether he ultimately settles in as a wideout, tight end, or a hybrid of both, he's a name to watch as we work deeper into the draft process. Right now, I've got a day 2 grade on Oronde Gadsden. Let's watch some highlights. Coming in number 8 in my rankings, it's Eli Stowers. Eli Stowers' strengths are rooted in his knowledge of the game and his reliable hands. He understands the development of plays extremely well, understanding where lanes will open as a ball carrier. His hands are solid at all angles, reeling in passes thrown away from his body at a high rate. He's a smart mover in space, maximizing his yards after the catch, knowing he doesn't have breakaway speed. The body control Stowers has with the ball in his hands is particularly advanced. He flashes some sharper inside cuts when working downfield. His route running overall isn't anything crazy, but is good enough to succeed in the short and intermediate passing game consistently. His past as a former quarterback is most noticeable in his all-around lack of physicality. Vanderbilt rarely put him into blocking schemes for a good reason. His vision as a blocker is a major issue, often trying to work downfield and letting defenders fly by him. He doesn't stick defenders very well, and his technique needs a good amount of work. As a liability in the blocking game, Eli Stowers' fit in the NFL is more of a flex tight end than a standard one. He's both smart and athletic enough to fit in an offense as a receiving weapon and offers a Taysom Hill-esque versatility. While a likely longer-term project, he should be able to be used as a rotational safety valve immediately entering the league. He would need to make massive strides to establish himself as a stable starter, but he has the tools to become a mainstay as a do-it-all player in the right system. As we speak, I have a day 2 grade on Eli Stowers. Let's watch some highlights. Coming in number 7 in my rankings is Mitchell Evans. Mitchell Evans is one of the better ball trackers in the class. Evans ran several different routes within the Notre Dame offense. Through all of them, he can track the ball well and find it whenever he's targeted or asked to block. In traffic, Evans especially shows the ability to concentrate when making catches, which makes him one of the more reliable options within any offense. As a blocker, he shows the tracking ability to create lanes when pulling for a runner. Mitchell Evans thrives on contested catches, which shows the most when he's in the middle of the field. While Evans is not an elite athlete, he does move really well for the tight end position. He is limber in his hips and makes precise cuts with his footwork. Even further, he can pick up yards after the catch and contact with his balance and quick movements on defenders in space. Evans is also a natural hands catcher who consistently hauls in passes from his frame at a variety of depths. As a blocker, Evans is more advanced in the run than assisting in pass protection at this point in time. As an NFL prospect, Evans has concerns about how many different ways he contributes as a versatile tight end because he has athletic limitations that slow down his ability to separate. He projects best in an offense that utilizes traditional physical inline tight ends who have to contribute as a run blocker and who can make occasional catches in the short to intermediate portions of the field. Right now, I have a day 2 grade on Mitchell Evans. Let's watch some highlights. Coming in number 6 in my rankings is Gunnar Helm. Gunnar Helm does a multitude of things really well in the football field from play to play. He engages quickly outside as a blocker and works out to intercept stunts and perimeter rushes. He passes off assignments smoothly and can transition between setups quickly and with ease. As a pass catcher, this is a guy who knows how to open himself up in the short game to maximize catch probability and available space. He's a sneaky, fluid lateral mover who can consistently work in open space on his routes. He stops and settles well in comebacks, staying aware of defenders and preventing his routes from getting jumped. His body control on the sideline and end zone throws are impressive, and he's shown the ability to adjust and secure receptions. He also has a wide catch radius and can reel in a good amount of poorly thrown passes. Starting with his blocking, Gunnar Helm needs to attack his assignments much faster and with more violence. He settles and waits for contact frequently, which can get him off balance and overpowered. Gunnar Helm fits the mold of a modern NFL tight end quite firmly, offering immediate and long-term receiving and blocking upside. Likely, he won't become a premier tight end in the league at any point, but he has all the tools to become a value starter. His receiving abilities will be tapped into more than his blocking early in his career, and he could be a Hunter Henry type player for any offense he plays. I've got a day 2 grade on Gunnar Helm. Let's watch some highlights. Coming in number 5 in my rankings, it's Mason Taylor. LSU's all-time leader in receptions at tight end, Mason Taylor is a massive riser in the process. The son of legendary pass rusher Jason Taylor, scouts have flocked to this guy to get a glimpse of the matchup nightmare that is Mason Taylor. This is a guy who's a fluid mover whose projection remains lofty due to his size and athletic profile. Built in the mold of a modern F tight end, his explosive traits and natural receiving ability jump off the tape. The movement skills and body control showcase a legit weapon in the passing game who can stretch defenses vertically. The scheme fit demands an offense that will deploy him primarily as a detached tight end, utilizing his ability to win from the slot and create mismatches against DBs and linebackers. While the developmental runway exists for growth in the trenches, the immediate impact potential comes as a specialized passing game weapon. The athletic traits and natural receiving skills provide a foundation to build upon, though his ceiling will ultimately be determined by physical development and technical refinement in the run block game. Right now, I've got a solid day 2 grade for Mason Taylor. Let's watch some highlights. Coming in number 4 in my rankings is Luke Lachey. Luke Lachey is like most Iowa tight ends to come through the program in the last 20 years. He's strong as a bull and uses it to his advantage in every facet of the game. He especially likes to impose his will when blocking on edge rushers. He has no problem finishing blocks and bringing them to the ground or frustrating them with a combination of leverage and strength. Lachey is a fantastic blocker. He knows how to get his hands inside defenders and under them so he does not get taken off balance to lose any reps. Lachey is also reminiscent of another recent Iowa tight end, Sam Laporta, where his bread and butter is what he does after the catch. His movement is very fluid and his size allows him to be a train going downhill when he faces defenders in space. Based on this trait alone, we could be looking at the top tight end in the class. This is also something that should be utilized on day one of his NFL career and allows him to make a difference in almost any offense he finds himself in. Like Sam Laporta, I see this guy as an immediate playmaker in any NFL offense, both in the run and the passing game. Right now, I have a firm day 2 grade on Luke Lachey. Let's watch some highlights. Coming in number 3 in my rankings is Harold Fannin Jr. Bowling Green tight end Harold Fannin Jr. is an offensive weapon who can provide a slew of layers into an offensive playbook. His natural receiving skills are evident when watching him catch targets and pluck the football with his hands. Fannin Jr. offers unconventional versatility at the position. This is not a traditional presence at the position by any means. He lacks the frame and mass to play as an inline player next to the tackle on a down-to-down basis. Instead, he receives targets out of the slot or backfield, is given scheme touches on jet motions and direct snaps, and thrives with the ball in his hands as a run-after-catch athlete. Fannin Jr.'s development across 3 years at Bowling Green leaves him on a fascinating growth trajectory as well. It is noticeable that he's only played this position since arriving on campus. He also has tremendous hands and loose shoulders to boost his catch radius. This is a guy who projects best into a personnel-diverse offense run by a creative play caller. His versatility offers a doorway to positionally ambiguous football and many clever scheme touches and usage. However, this is also a guy that should not be considered a turnkey option, and coaches who simply want to plug a tight end in as an inline option should look elsewhere. More so than a traditional tight end, Fannin Jr. is a big slot option with a day 2 grade. Let's watch some highlights. Coming in number 2 in my rankings is Colston Loveland. Michigan Wolverines tight end Colston Loveland projects as a high-volume pass catcher at the tight end spot. He's bogged down into a run-heavy offense at Michigan, but the resume of route-running, ball skills, contested catchability, and body control speak for themselves. This is a natural receiver who should be regarded as more of a big slot than a true inline player, but the continued evolution of NFL offenses will find ample value in a player with his frame and his pass catching capability. Loveland is a passing weapon first and foremost. Don't let the frame fool you. This is a big body threat who can win over the middle, down the field, and on out-breaking patterns to the sideline. The versatility of the usage is impressive and transcends the spotty quarterback play that has plagued Michigan since the departure of J.J. McCarthy before 2024. Loveland beats a variety of coverages to a variety of areas of the field, making him a diverse pass-catching weapon who can assimilate into most NFL offenses. Utilizing 12 personnel heavily is likely the best way to help create mismatches by allowing him to be the formation adjuster rather than a traditional Y. Colston Loveland projects as a mismatch flex tight end for an NFL offense. He may be a complimentary player early in his career, but I think this guy has major tight end 1 potential by year 3. Right now, I've got a round 1 grade on Colston Loveland. Let's watch some highlights. Coming in number 1 in my rankings is Tyler Warren. Tyler Warren has been quarterback Drew Aller's favorite target this season, leading the Lions in receptions and yards. As a prospect, Tyler Warren might not be quite as explosive as Theo Johnson from last year, who completely blew up the NFL Draft Combine with a ridiculous raw athletic score, but his route tree is more expansive, he's a better run blocker, and he's got legit versatility in his own right. He can line up anywhere on offense. We've seen him throw a touchdown pass. This is just an explosive, multi-talented athlete who has transformed the Penn State offense. This is the type of weapon that Eagles fans would love. He's a mismatch option unlike any other in this class. He's not as refined as Brock Bowers, but he has a similar level of presence. Tyler Warren's area of growth is developing his route running and detailing. He has played tight end full-time for 4 years, leaving room for him to grow. Warren is a tall, long-legged mover, which causes some slight stiffness at the break point against tight man coverage. In the run game, the effort is there, but he lacks functional strength at the point of attack and good technique. His run blocking needs improvement to ensure he reaches his ceiling as a complete tight end prospect. All in all, Tyler Warren is a talented pass catcher who is handling the role as the top offensive option at Penn State. He should be used as an H-back or a flex tight end early in his NFL career until his run blocking improves. Tyler Warren's receiving versatility and upside adds an amazing element to any NFL passing attack. Right now, I've got a round 1 grade on Tyler Warren. Let's watch some highlights. All right, guys, those are my top 10 tight ends in the 2025 NFL Draft. Did I miss any? Who are your favorite tight ends in the draft? Let me know down in that comment section below. Thank you, everyone, for watching. Stay awesome.